Bob Carlton from Freeman Ridge Forestry, and he's from Kingfield. You've been a ski patroller. You have a rich history, don't you?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, you know the Sugarloaf pretty well.
Yeah, it's been a great place to live most of my career and raise my family here, so it's been excellent.
Now, county commissioner. Tell me what a county commissioner does, because that's what you are.
Well, yes, that county commissioner. There's 3 of us in the county, and we run the business of the county, which is the sheriff's department, the jail, dispatch center, deeds, probate, roads, DA's office. So we run all those facets of the business. Very similar to what selectmen do, only on a larger scale. We've got 75 employees. It's 21 towns, and I can't tell you how many unorganized territories are. Towns that don't have formal government. We take care of all the county roads. It's good. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening.
It sounds that. What made you decide to take this awesome responsibility?
Well, way back when, probably 25 years ago, I live in Freeman, which is an unorganized territory, and our roads weren't very good, and didn't know who to talk to, and I kept getting pushback. So I ended up going to a county commissioners meeting, and I sat there and watched. I listened to how it all happened. It's kind of interesting because when you live in the UT, you can't be on a select board, but your next level would be the county commissioner. So at the time I couldn't be involved because of my job, but when I went into business for myself, I then had the opportunity. Clyde Barker, who was the former commissioner, resigned his position because of health, and had passed away late last year, and so I was able to take his position, and then I ran in this last election for the seat. And then in 2 years, we voted in 21 to go from 3 to 5 commissioners. So my district, so there's 3 districts, but my district is 2/3 of the county. Basically draw a line from New Sharon to Strong and go north. And that's my district, and the other districts are very small. So I think most of the citizens felt like we need better representation. I've had this conversation with Nadine many times, and it was time to do it. If one person's sick, you only have 2 people. We're dealing with a lot of issues.
Sure.
And the more brain power you have in the room, the better the decisions are made. So
2 heads are better than 1, as long as one's not made of cabbage.
That's right. Exactly.
Hey, tell us what Franklin County's in store for.
Well, I guess I joke about this, but I said the best kept secret's out is that Franklin County is a great place to live.
Indeed it is.
And if you were on the access road yesterday or on 27 yesterday, you figured it out. Everybody wants to be here. And not just for the skiing, year round. A lot of people say it was COVID. Not necessarily, as technology evolves and people can work from home with a computer, we saw more and more people moving to this part of the world. Schools are great, the skiing, the biking, the mountains, the lakes, the people. So, our growth is huge.
The only downside is wind.
Yeah, right. And, last year we had 7.5% growth in the county.
Is that right?
Yeah. And that's not just here, across the whole county.
Yeah.
Carabasset Valley is the largest taxpayer, has the highest valuation in the county, followed by Rangeley. Typically, or years ago, it was Jay with the mill.
Right.
And as things have evolved, manufacturing has dropped off. Manufacturing is still important. We still have Stratton Lumber, Reenergy, we have the mill in the vineyard, we have the pellet plant in Strong, so we still have a manufacturing presence, but recreation is definitely kicked up.
Yeah. Tell us about the TIF program.
TIF program is as a result of the Kibbe Wind Power project. So when they put that in, they applied, because it's in the unorganized territory, they applied to the county to have this tax incremental financing. And basically, they get a break on the taxes. Some of that money comes back to the county, and we can use it in certain buckets. We've done some funding through for snowmobile trails. Basically, they apply for grants, and Bill Gilmore is on the committee. I was on the committee, Richard Fodder, and they review all these applications, and then we can fund them. Some of the bike work on Wyman, they've applied for a grant a while ago, and we funded a bunch of that stuff. So
That's great. Yeah. And what's happening? I know we met with you down in the forest management down at the outdoor center. What's going on down there?
Good things. We put in over the last, I don't know how many years, a lot of the revenues from the timber harvesting went into bridges. So we've replaced a boatload of bridges with concrete decks. We raised them up, made them larger so bigger water flow can handle. We built a road into an access an area with last year, and we built the road and gravelled it last summer. There will be a timber harvest this summer. These are all places that needed to be cut.
Right.
The management's gone very well. We have AFM, which is overseeing the forest management, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
And I know Billy Gilmore is there. He knew all the trees by name.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Hey, give us an update about the project Sugarloaf and West Mountain. I know that you're heavily involved in that, and we talked about the safety issue, how people should stay away from that while the logging's going on. But maybe you can give us a little overview of what's going on over there.
Okay, we've got a contractor there, GCA logging out of Avon, and they've got 3 feller bunches on the property now. So we've been waiting for permits. We got the conditional permit to go. We went, and we're going great guns. These guys are doing incredible things. They're on some really steep slopes, things that we didn't think we could get with a machine. They're up there actually cutting them. So great guys, skilled operators, very professional, and getting it done. I mean, they're working 12-hour days, 6 to 6. We don't come anywhere near this place on a weekend because there's just too much going on.
Right.
But we've got a very short window because of a bat restriction that happens on the January 30th. So we don't know if we can keep going cutting after the 30th or if we'll have new rules to work with. So we're going great guns. There's wood being hauled off. It's not just being cut, but it's being brought down and processed. So there's a lot of moving parts. We're working around some areas that we're waiting for additional permits, so we're hopscotching all over the place. So you can't say, hey, we're going to be here one day and then we're going to finish all this. We might be here one day, 2 trails over the next day, and a lot of things happening. So,
yeah, it sounds like it's a fluid.
yeah, it's there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I walked that trail that's out behind Horseshoe the other day, and it was beautiful. I mean, it's going to be great. But just give us the time to do the work.
What kinds of wood are you cutting over there?
Up high, it's mostly softwood, spruce and fir, and then we get down below. It's in more mixed hardwood, a lot of rock maple, white birch, yellow birch. It's a little bit of everything.
Any surprises you've come up with?
Yeah, big surprise. What these guys can do.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron, the owner, we said, no, we're going to have to hand cut that, and he's up there with the operator, and he's at the top. So the lift line, we've cut the lift line from the top down as far as below Horseshoe, and that's all done.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They're making it happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be an incredible development over there. It's going to benefit the area a lot as well. While we have you here, and we've been talking about the West Mountain, I know there was another topic that I was hoping that we could touch upon, and it has to do with housing.
Oh, yeah, right.
And wondered if you could comment about a particular parcel of land in Kingfield, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the county received a large amount of ARPA funds, and Kingfield, Carabasset, Copeland, Eustis all formed this workforce housing coalition. It's headed by John Beaupre. And they came to the county commissioners asking for a grant to help fund that, for seed money to get things started. And they came early on, and there was my co-commissioners were kind of, we're not too comfortable with this, so we held up and said, let's. I knew if we'd taken a vote that day, it would have died right there.
I see.
So we kind of prolonged it. We got more information. We got great input from people in the community, you know, asking us to support it. Eventually, we came to a vote. We voted in, and we were able to award the Workforce Housing Coalition $308,000, which I think is going to help start the purchase of that piece of property in Kingfield, because we all recognize that it's there's not enough housing for, you know, for the people who want to stay here, but the workers. I mean, people that are driving a long distance, it's tough.
I noticed a trend of people renting their houses online, so they're not available to employees and other people that want to come up here to work. So there is definitely a shortage.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
And
And it's not just for here. I mean, Arc Enterprises, Stratton Lumber. I talked to the mill manager up there way back when, and he said when the facility in Madison opens up, he says he's got workers that come from Skowhegan. He said, well, what do you think they're going to go to work?
Right.
They're going to stop and go to Madison instead of driving all the way to Stratton, Maine. So
I think it's a great project.
it's a
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah,
project,
right.
and you know, when you can get all these communities together, all pulling in the same direction, that's unheard of. So that's great.
It sounds like we could do a whole show with you, but we appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
And appreciate, if you need more information, is there a way they can contact you?
Yeah, through the county commissioner's office, or my cell is 446-6751.
Just like that.
It rings all the time.
Transparency right here live on TV. Well, thank you very much for joining us here.
Great.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much to Bob Carlton, and he is from the Freeman Ridge Forestry and also the hard-working county commissioner, one of them. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks.
us. We'll take a break. We'll be back.